Thank you, Marlene, for your career summary. That's very helpful. So now we'll go on to our first question. I am going to be taking notes as we go along.
Okay.
As a reminder, what we're looking for is you to answer describing a real experience that has occurred.
Okay.
So that would be describing the situation or tasks, your actions, and the results or the outcome.
Okay.
So my question, please tell us about a time when you were faced with conflicting priorities. How did you determine the top priority?
Okay. So in my role as a project coordinator, I'm often faced with competing tasks and priorities. I can recall in a particular situation, I was coordinating a project mandated by an external organization. So this project involved several internal and external stakeholders. Within this project, there were several competing tasks. So the first task was that I needed to gather information from internal stakeholders. Those stakeholders were made aware of the importance of this information and the deadlines. The second competing task was to coordinate the verification of this information. And then lastly, we needed to create a fulsome report with the information and provide it to the external stakeholder within an applicable time frame. So I realized about 2 weeks before the deadline that there were a few challenges. One being, as you understand, people are very busy and schedules are busy. So there were some that were on vacation and out of the office. And then we also had individuals that were dedicated to other projects simultaneously. So to address these challenges, my action was to utilize organizational tools such as Microsoft Office to schedule meetings, to assign tasks, and to communicate with stakeholders. I also created an activity report which clearly outlined the tasks and the deadlines. So with that being said, for the individuals that were out of the office or on vacation, I contacted members from their peer groups to provide information on their behalf. So the result of all of this is that we were able to work collaboratively as a team, and all of the stakeholders were kept engaged and informed throughout the process. And then lastly, we were able to create this report together with all the information required and submit it to the external organization on time, of course.
Excellent, good. You mentioned regular updates going to the stakeholders.
Yes.
When did this start? When did all the reminders and the deadlines start? When did you start sending them that activity report?
So the activity report was created at the very start of the project, along with the project charter, and stakeholders were kept informed throughout the duration of the project. Now, I mentioned that 2 weeks before the deadline, there were a few discrepancies, so I had to update the activity report with revised timelines to complete the project on time.
I see, thank you. So I'm sure when they saw that activity report arriving, it was not a new document, they knew exactly what it was.
Exactly.
And it was like an alert, we need to work on this, and that helped them get things done on time.
Yes, it did.
Excellent.
It did.
Thank you for that clarification.
No problem.